You remember Matt Gaetz? He was Donald Trump's original nominee to be the top law enforcement officer in the country.
Jesus Christ.
The head of the DOJ. And he was a former congressman who bragged about, showed videos to his fellow congressmen of girls that he had hooked up with, and bragged about crushing like Viagra and Red Bulls so he could go all night. And you'll also recall he had an adopted son who seemed to be like 10 years younger than him. Strapping young fellow who Gaetz decided to adopt to provide a father figure or like an older brother. I'm not quite sure the dynamic.
Wow,
but
so generous.
Listen, families don't have to be as traditional as they used to be. But also, I don't think you can testify against a family member, can you? Is that... I'm not sure. But anyways, let's play this report from Michael Schmidt on MSNBC.
Bro, I'll just adopt you. Brilliant.
Paid to be involved with Matt Gaetz.
So she wanted money to save up to buy braces. She wanted to fix her teeth, and she wanted to do that and didn't have the means to do that. So she was working at McDonald's, and it was her junior year in high school. She had just turned 17 a couple of months earlier, 3 or 4 months earlier. She goes on this website. She meets Joel Greenberg, who's a friend of Matt Gaetz, and Greenberg starts giving her drugs, starts paying her, and then by that July, she's at the home of this lobbyist in Florida, where there's this party where she's still 17 and she takes drugs and she drinks and she has sex twice with Matt Gaetz. And some of the details from that are directly from the House Ethics investigation.
And all of this came out, I guess, through Freedom of Information Acts. I don't know. I mean, like, he's a predator. I guess he waited until she was above the age of consent. But real shame we don't have someone like that who understands the intricacies and nuances of consent laws, who could be head of the Department of Justice.
Yeah, that Greenberg who they saw, there's something weird with expired driver licenses being found on his desk, which implied he's maybe like creating fake IDs or something for, people who need fake IDs, aka people who are under 21. This is endemic to the particularly the Republican Party, of course. It's probably there's probably, of course, we know there's issues with Epstein and the Democrat side too. But there was this guy Anton Lazaro who was interestingly Tucker Carlson's source for Ilhan Omar married her brother, who had his appeal turned down by the Supreme Court earlier this year. He was appealing a decision against him for having used one college girl to basically at University of St. Thomas in Minneapolis, basically groom other young girls for him. So pretty common little tactics I got going on over here.
I mean, I have to say, I have been surprised that there has not been more. Larry Summers, of course, is all over the Epstein files. But for the most part, you don't see a lot about Democrats. Now, there's 20,000 of these emails, and we'll see what comes out. But so often, a party, let's just recall, like, the history of the Donald Trump trajectory here. Involving QAnon and Pizzagate and all of these sort of like notions of like of fear of pedophilia rings and like organized pedophilia rings and trafficking, and much of this was the conservatives, MAGA types, seeing this everywhere. And I definitely think there is a sort of like and I don't know, what wasn't it like Trump's top spiritual advisor was arrested recently for child porn. I mean, we hear these stories all the time. And I think to a certain extent, the intense moralizing and panic is really a way of like the entire movement sort of like externalizing what is raging within them.
Robert Morris, was arrested.
Pop that
Former
up.
Trump campaign spiritual advisor.
Yeah, pop this up. I mean, like, now I'm not suggesting that Trump knew or whatnot, but this is what. Yeah, and this guy was very, very close with Trump. I mean, he was, they used him all over the place.
I mean, in the Epstein emails with Michael Wolff literally says like, hey, there might be a way for Trump to side with you on this and say you're a victim of PC culture.
Yeah.
Like that is an entire like constellation of predators that is like, oh, we can get back in here.
It really is impressive. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.